Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope so everyone is fine and good. Welcome again with one more video lecture for class 7th. In the previous lecture I have discussed about the different modes of artificial vegetative reproduction. Today I am going to discuss about what are the advantages of vegetative reproduction. Okay. The advantages of vegetative reproduction are: first is that mass production of plants using plant parts of the mother plant. Okay, we can have mass production of the plants using plant parts. This is the first advantage of vegetative reproduction. Okay, so, or we can say that it produces new plants with exactly same characteristics like that of the parent plant. Okay, thus this vegetative reproduction helps us in the conservation of the variety of the plants. Okay, we use branch of that plant, we can use root of the plant, we can use stem of the plant for the production of the new plant, for the reproduction of the new plant. So we uses a part of the plant. From that part of the plant we can grow new plant, and the characteristic of those plant, the characteristics of the new plant that are exactly same, exactly unique with that of the parent plant. Thus this vegetative reproduction helps us in the conservation of that variety of the plant. Okay, second, for vegetative reproduction no seed is required. Okay, no seed is required to multiply varieties having desired quantities and qualitative traits. Okay, for vegetative reproduction we have no need of seed. Okay, for multiplication we use a branch, we use any part of the plant. From that part of the plant we can produce new plants. Okay, so for vegetative propagation we need no plant, no seed. And second, it is fast and more certain way of reproduction in which the chance of the plant failure is negligible. Okay, in cases of germination of seeds, if we have to require seed for that, some seeds do not germinate due to certain unfavorable conditions. Maybe sometimes the moisture is not present, the temperature is less, your temperature is more, or we can say water is not present. These are the some conditions which sometimes these conditions are unfavorable and seeds cannot germinate. But in vegetative reproduction the plant grows directly out of the parent plant, out of the part of the parent plant. Okay, this is a useful technique in production of plants which are difficult to propagate using seeds. Third characteristic, third advantage of that vegetative reproduction is that this is a useful technique in production of plants which are difficult to propagate using seeds. This is a useful technique for the production of those plants which are difficult to propagate using seeds. These are the advantages of vegetative propagation. This method is good for plants which cannot flower or produce seeds. Okay, this method, this vegetative reproduction, this vegetative propagation is good for plants which cannot flower, which cannot produce seeds. Their varieties would become extinct or disappear from the earth if those plants are propagated or reproduced by seeds. Their existence on the earth is only due to vegetative reproduction. Their existence, those plants which are propagated by the vegetative reproduction, their existence on the earth is only due to the vegetative reproduction. Dear students, tissue culture is another most modern and efficient way of artificial reproduction of plants. Okay, this process is so efficient that several thousand of plants can be obtained which are free from any kind of flaws like disease and deformity. Okay, due to by the technique of artificial reproduction, by the technique of tissue culture, we can produce thousands of plants. Okay, we can produce thousands of plants, and those plants are free from any kind of flaws. Those plants which are produced by the tissue culture, those plants are free from any kind of flaws like disease and deformity. This can be done using a small tissue of the plant. This can be done, we use a small tissue of plant. Tissue means group of cells. and is called a tissue or group of cells made a tissue. We can use group of cells. From those group of cells we can produce thousands of plants. Those plants are free from any kind of flaws, like those plants are free from disease, those plants are free from deformities. This technique of growing a plant outside an intact plant, this technique is also called micropropagation. So tissue culture is also called micropropagation. Tissue culture is also called micropropagation. From a group of cells, from a single tissue in which there are group of cells present, from those group of cells we can produce several thousand of plants in the laboratory. And after, when the plant is in the seedling stage, then we can transfer that plant into the natural environment where it grows. This artificial reproduction or this tissue culture or micropropagation is one of the mode of the artificial vegetative reproduction. Now, sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction is the formation of new plants through the fusion of male and female gamete. First of all, what are the differences between the sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction? In asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved. In sexual reproduction, both parents are involved. Male and female parents are involved. In asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved. Second, main difference between the sexual reproduction and the asexual reproduction is that in sexual reproduction, fusion of male and female gametes takes place. In asexual reproduction, there is not any kind of fusion. There is not any kind of fusion. If only one parent is involved, how the fusion takes place? So in sexual reproduction, fusion of male and female gametes takes place, but in asexual reproduction, there is not any fusion. There is not any fusion. Okay, sexual reproduction takes place only in the flowering plants, only in those plants which flowers, or we can say in flowering plants only sexual reproduction takes place. Flowers are actually reproductive organ of the plants. These flowers, these are actually reproductive organs of the plant. Flowers contain the male and the female reproductive cells called gametes. In flowers, male and female reproductive cells are present. These cells are called gametes. Okay, these cells are called gametes. This sexual reproduction, this is carried out by flowering plants. This is only carried out by flowering plant. Flowers are the reproductive organs of the plant. If someone say to you what are flowers, you can say that flowers are the reproductive organs of a plant. Okay, flowers are the reproductive organs of the plant. Some flowers have both male and female gametes, or we can say some flowers have both male and female gametes, while some have either male gamete or female gamete. The flowers which have both male and female gamete are called complete flowers, or we can say bisexual flowers. Those flowers which have both male and female gamete, those flowers which have both male and female gamete, those flowers are known as complete flowers, or we can say bisexual. Means both the sexes, both male and female. Male sex cells are also present, female sex cells are also present. That those flowers are known as bisexual flowers. Both bisexual flowers contain both male and female reproductive cells, have all the four parts: sepals, petals, stamens, and pistil. Okay, incomplete or unisexual flower contains either male और फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सेल, या तो उनमें मेल सेल ही प्रेजेंट होगी या तो फीमेल सेल ही पर. यूनिसेक्सुअल फ्लावर, ओनली वन सेक्स, आइदर मेल और फीमेल. दोज फ्लावर्स आर नोन एज इनकम्प्लीट फ्लावर्स, और वी कैन से दोज फ्लावर्स आर नोन एज यूनिसेक्सुअल फ्लावर्स. ओके, हैविंग थ्री पार्ट्स: सेपेल्स, पेटल्स, stamens or pistils, either stamens or either pistils. There four parts are present: sepals, petals. Sepals, petals are present in the unisexual and both in the bisexual flower. But stamen, pistil, either of one, either petal or stamen, that may be present in the unisexual flower. What are the difference between the complete and incomplete flower, or bisexual or the unisexual flower? Complete flower have both male and female reproductive cells. In incomplete flower, have either male or female reproductive cell. Okay, complete flower is known as bisexual flower and incomplete flower is known as unisexual flower. Okay, what are the examples in which the like hibiscus and citrus, they are complete flowers, or we can say bisexual flowers. Examples of incomplete flowers or unisexual flowers: papaya and coral, they are unisexual, they have unisexual flowers, only one sex, either male or female reproductive cells are present there. Okay, we have studied about the parts of the flower in our previous class. Let us revise one by one. A flower have different parts. Okay, this is an dear students, this is a diagram of a flower. Okay, okay, the flower have different parts. First, this is receptacle. Okay, receptacle, receptacle, and these green parts here, they are known as sepals. Okay, sepals. These are known as petals, they are non-green. Okay, this is known as stamen. This is known as, if I draw here the structure of stamen, this is a complete stamen. The stamen has two parts. Stamen, the stamen has two parts. This is known as anther. This is known as filament. This is the male reproductive part of the flower. This is the male reproductive part of the flower. What? Stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. Stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. The stamen have two parts. This is known as anther, and this is known as filament. This is known as filament. This filament is attached to the receptacle. To the receptacle of the flower. To the receptacle of the flower. Okay. And this is female reproductive part of the plant. Female reproductive part of plant. Female reproductive part of plant. Female reproductive part of plant is known as, either we can say it carpel, or we can say it pistil. Either we can say it carpel or we can say it pistil. It has three different parts. The upper part is known as stigma. The middle part is known as style. The lower part is known as ovary. Ovary. The carpel or the pistil, this is the female reproductive part of the flower. It has three parts. The upper part is known as stigma, the middle part is known as style, and the lower part is known as ovary. The male reproductive organ is known as stamen. The female reproductive organ is known as carpel or pistil. Dear students, you have to remember also that the stamen is also known as androecium, and the carpel and pistil is also known as gynoecium. Okay, so the different parts of the flower are male flower, female flower. Male flower is known as stamen. Okay, male flower is the male organ. Sorry, the male organ of the flower is known as stamen. It has two parts. It has two parts: anther and filament. Anther and filament. It has anther and filament. The female flower, the female part, that is known as carpel, or we can say pistil. It has three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma, style, and ovary. Stamens. The stamens are the male. Here you can clearly see that in the structure. Okay. Stamens, they are male organs bearing anthers contain pollen grains which produce male cells or gametes. This is an anther. Okay. This is an filament. This is the stamen that is known as male reproductive part of the flower. Male reproductive part of the flower. This anther contains pollen grains. Those pollen grains produce male cells or male gametes, as you can see here. This is the structure of the stamen. Male reproductive part, or we can say it androecium also. Androcia. Okay. Second, pistil or carpel or gynoecium, that is the female organ, that is composed of stigma, style, and ovary. The ovary produces female cells or gametes. The ovary produces, this is the structure: stigma, style, and ovary. In ovary there are present ovules. These ovules are the female cells or female gametes, and the fusion of those male cells and the female cells takes place, and this occurs only in sexual reproduction, not in asexual reproduction. But in sexual reproduction, both sex cells, male sex cells and female sex cells are present, but in asexual, only one parent is involved. There is not fusion of the gametes. Okay, these are the two different parts: stamens and pistil. Stamens and pistil. Pistil is also known as carpel. Stamen is the male organ of the flower. Pistil is the female organ of the flower. Stamen bears anthers contain pollen grains. Okay, they contain pollen grains which produce male gametes or male cells. And pistil, that is composed of stigma, style, and ovary. The ovary produces female cells or the gametes. Okay.